and welcome to another green marble crochet tutorial. For this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make an extremely basic slim fit skirt with a split up the side. Really simple, doesn't take much time to make, so yeah, we can probably just get started very quickly. There are some things I have to mention though before we start. So at the beginning of this tutorial, I do say that the chain that you need to make should be divisible by 5. But I scrapped the initial idea that I was doing, so you won't have to worry about that anymore. All you're going to need to do is chain a length that fits comfortably around your waist, or if you're slightly larger busted, because we have to pull the skirt on over our heads, you're going to need to chain a length that will fit around there. So that's it, that's all I need to say about that. The top that I'm wearing, I'm going to be adding this to my Patreon next week. So it's a design that I've been working on for a very long time that I'm finally very happy with. So yes, that's going to be happening. Yeah, so if you're interested, look for me on Patreon. It's there. And yeah, so that's it. Alright, so if you haven't subscribed but you would like to subscribe to join me for some more tutorials, I would love to have you join me. Big thank you to my patrons. Thank you for your support. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching my videos. If you need help with anything very quickly, look for me on Instagram. I'm the_green_marble. So follow me, I'll follow you back. We'll do it together. Yeah. Alright, okay, let's just get started. Alright, now to begin, we're going to have a quick look at the tiny details on the label of the yarn that we're going to be using. So all of the colors except for the green, the light green, are going to be this label. So this is what we're working with for most of them. And the tiny relevant details, which are here. So it's saying I should use a 3 or a 3.5mm hook, which is good because I'm using a 3. However, the green, I'm pretty sure, which is this label, the light green, it says that I should use a 4 or a 5mm hook, but I'm not going to. We're going to use a 3. So to begin, we're going to find the end of our yarn. I'm starting with the red. To begin, what we want to do is we want to chain a length that's going to fit comfortably around our waist, but we need it to be in multiples of, well, no, multiples, no. We need to be able to divide it by 5. So whatever your stitch count is, just make sure you can divide it by 5. Obviously round it up or down or whatever to the, the nearest stitch count that's going to be comfortable to sit around your waist. So yes, now I'm going to be slipping this one on over my head. So the stitch count of 140 is going to be a comfortable width to fit over the top widest part of my torso, so my bust area. So what I'm going to suggest is if your bust area is wider than your hip area, or your waist hip area, what you probably have to do at the end is make a drawstring that you can slip through the top, weave through the top of the skirt, just to cinch it tight when you put it on, which I will try to run through with you in this tutorial, but if I forget, please someone remind me so that I can make a quick little something so that you can watch that and see how to do that. It'll be a very simple process. But yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that when we come to it. Yes, remind me if I forget. Okay, so we're finding the end of our yarn. And to begin, we're going to make a slip knot. So to do that, we take the end between the thumb and the index finger of our right hand. Then with the index finger and the middle finger of our left hand, we wind the yarn around our fingers like this, grab on, pull through the loop. The camera hates focusing. Anyway, then we adjust that loop to our hook and pull tight. So yeah, like I said, we're going to chain that length, and chain stitch is yarn over, pull through the loop. So that's one chain, and we'll do another chain. Yarn over, pull through the loop, 2 chains, yarn over, pull through the loop, 3, yarn over, pull through the loop, 4. So I'm going to chain 140 because that's my stitch count. Once we've chained our length, we'll meet back up and we'll talk about what we're going to do next. Alright, now that I've chained my length of 140, what we're going to do is we're going to work our way all the way back to the beginning of the chain, being really careful not to get it twisted, because if you get it twisted, the result can be very, very bad if you continue and you don't realize. So, hang on, did I get it twisted? No. Am I sure? No. Okay, yes, there we go, good. All the way back to the beginning. Then what you're going to do is, now that we're back at the beginning, come on camera, focus, focus, focus. Okay, you're going to turn it to the side like this, and then you're going to insert your hook into the top part of the chain. So just into there, insert your hook into the top part of that chain, as neat as you possibly can. And then you're going to grab the yarn, the end of the yarn, yarn over, pull the loop through that chain, and then pull that loop through the last loop on your hook. And then we've slip stitched to make a very large chain circle. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to chain up 2, so 1 and 2, and then working into that first stitch that we slip stitched into, we're going to put a double crochet. So for a double crochet, it is yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, into that. I don't think I did that very neatly. Hang on, let's do it. 1 second. Alright, yes. So now that I've slip stitched properly into that chain, and my camera focuses so you can see, what we're going to do is we're going to chain up 2, so 1, 2, and for a double crochet, we're going to work a double crochet into that same stitch or chain that we slip stitched into. So it's yarn over, insert your hook back into the stitch, yarn over. I really wish this would focus. Yarn over, pull through a loop, then yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So that's a double crochet. We'll do another one into the next chain along. You're going to be working a double crochet into every chain all the way around till you have your stitch count. So it's yarn over, insert your hook into the chain, so that's that top part of the chain. Here, let's get hopefully I can get closer to show you that. Maybe not. Okay, so you see there's that top part just there. You're going to go in through there, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's a double crochet. So we're going to double crochet into every stitch all the way around. I'll meet back up with you once we've done that, and we'll talk about what we'll do next. Okay, so alright, now that I've put a double crochet into every chain all the way around, what we're going to do is we're going to look for that chain of 2 at the beginning of the round, and we're going to slip stitch into the stitch above that to close the round, just like that. And now we're going to chain up 2, so 1, 2. We're going to turn the work. And the reason I turn the work after every round, I chain up 2 and I turn, is because it stops the seam from drifting to the side. So that's the reason for that. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to put double crochets back in the other direction. But your first stitch is not going to be into that stitch directly beneath the chain of 2 just there. It's going to be into the next one along. So that next one along, double crochet. And the reason for that is because when you get to the end of the round, your last stitch, your final double crochet, is going to be into that connecting stitch just there beneath the chain of 2. So let me see, that one just there. That's going to be your final stitch. So when you get to the end of this round, okay, so I'm going to do 4 straight rounds of no increase before I start increasing, and I want to increase the top of this gradually. So what I'm going to do is 4 straight rounds of this, no increase. When I get to the 5th round, it's going to be 2 stitches into every 20th stitch. So I'm going to do that gradually until I'm happy with the width. Obviously, there's going to be different things happening later on. but that's what I'm doing. Also, I'm doing 4 rounds of every color, so I'm going to do 4 rounds of this. I'll meet back up with you to change to the orange, and yeah, we'll do that together. So I think that's all I need to tell you right now. So we'll just do 4 straight rounds of no increase. We'll meet again for the color change. Even if you're not changing color, we'll run through how to do the increases together, and we'll do that. All right, see you soon. All right, now that I'm just about to finish up the 4th round, what we're going to do is we're going to find the chain of 2 from the beginning. So there's that chain of 2 at the beginning. We're going to slip stitch, close the round. Then we're going to chain up 1. So I'm chaining up 1, finding my scissors because I'm changing the yarn. Obviously this is not going to apply if you're not changing the yarn, but if you are, we're doing it together. So you're going to just pull that chain through. So just simply pull the chain through, pull tight. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn the work and looking for that stitch that would be the stitch directly beneath the chain of 1, the one that you wouldn't be going into. You're going to stick your hook through that. That's that one right there. You're going to go into that stitch, find the next color that you're using. So for me it's this orange, and you're going to make a fresh slip knot, making a fresh slip knot. Then you're going to adjust that knot to the hook, pull through that stitch, pull the knot tight, and I'm going to work these ends in as I go along. So what we're going to do now is we're going to chain up 2, so 1, 2, so pull that little knot through the back, 1 and 2, then into the next stitch just double crochet, so 1. Now for this round we are going to be putting 2 double crochets into every 20th stitch, so working those ends in as I go along. I'll meet you at the 20th stitch. So what have I got here? 1, 2, 3. All right, here I am at that 20th stitch, so I'm putting 2 double crochets into the same stitch. Try and do it neatly like this, 1 and another one into the same stitch, just like that. So you're going to do that the whole way around. When you get to the end of the round, slip stitch into the top of the chain 2, close the round, chain up 2, turn the work. So yes, I'm doing this every 5th round, and I just feel like this gives it a really nice straight increase, so it's not ruffly as it's going. Obviously this is so that it fits over my hips, you know, and just is, but when we get to a certain point we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So I would say, hang on, let me think. So yes, I would say just as it gets to a point, so obviously stop increasing when it's wide enough, but then continue to increase the length till you get to an appropriate length. And by that I mean when it's covering your backside, you know, where it's just at that point. And that's where we're going to stop and do something a little bit different. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, increasing like this every 20th stitch, every 5th round till it's a good width, till it's comfortable. And then yeah, increasing the length till it's an appropriate length, just at the appropriate length. And I'll see you at that point, and we'll talk about what we're going to do next. Okay, see you soon. Alright, so now that I've crocheted to a length that I'm happy with, to an appropriate length, which happily is an entire sequence of rainbow, so that's good. So I've done an entire sequence, which I think I'll only be needing to do 1 more to complete the skirt. So what we're going to do now is, so I'm changing colour. I'm changing back to the red, so I'm going to start with red again for this very slightly different thing we're going to be doing. And what we're doing is finding our fresh yarn. We're going to make a slip knot. Making a slip knot, we're going to, okay, so just gone through that stitch, so the stitch beneath where, well, which would be beneath the chain of 2. So just going into there, we're going to adjust that red to the hook, pull it through, pull tight. We're going to chain up 2, 1, 2. We're going to complete another round So complete another round, don't join. I'll meet you at the end of the round and we'll talk about what we're going to do for the round after this. So just double crochets all the way around. See you soon. Here we are at the end of the round. So now what we're going to do is we're going to, instead of slip stitching into the top of that chain 2 from the beginning, we're just going to skip doing that. We're going to chain up 2 and turn the work, and that's it. That's what, well, that's not it. So we've chained up 2, we've turned the work. So because you're doing this now, you are going to put your first stitch right into that stitch beneath the chain of 2. So into that one there, that's going to be your first stitch. And then you're going to put double crochets in all the way to the end. All the way to the end. When you get to the end, you're going to chain up 2, you're going to turn the work again. And that's the super basic way that we're doing this skirt. Is just that's going to help create the split up the side. That's it. That's what we're doing. I think this is going to be super cute when it's finished. And I'm really looking forward to, you know, getting it done, trying it on. That's it. That's all we need to do. So obviously I'm still going to be changing colours. I'll meet back up with you again when I change to the orange and we'll do it together. We'll go through that. But yeah, you probably know how to do it anyway. So that's what we're doing. That's it. That's it. That's what we're doing. Super, 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 super easy. Super fun. That's it. All right. I don't think I need to say anything else. We should just go away, finish this separately. No, yes. I will meet back up with you for the orange. Okay, I'll see you soon. Now then, I've finished the red, so now I'm going to move on to the orange. So I've cut the yarn, I've tied off, and we're turning around. We're just going to insert our hook into that first stitch just there. Red is hard to see, but there it is. So we're inserting our hook into that first stitch. Grab the orange yarn, make a slip knot, adjust that knot to the hook just like we did before, adjusting it to the hook, pulling it through the stitch, pulling tight, and we're crocheting those ends in as we go along, so both the orange and the red. I'm going to chain up 2, 1, 2, and our first stitch is going to be in beside that chain of 2. So just in beside, just to keep the stitch count correct. First double crochet right next to that chain of 2. I'm just moving on, completing stitches as normal. Obviously you don't have to crochet the ends in as you go along. You can just weave them in later if you want. It's not required. I just find it helps, just so that you don't have to do it later on, you know. Anyway, so there's that, and that's it. That's what's going to happen. I've been thinking about it, and I'm wondering if I'm going to add some wooden buttons to the side, just to, you know, give a little extra length to the skirt before the split. So I'm not sure. We'll see how we go. So from here on, we're just finishing up our skirt. We're going to go away. We're going to do that separately. And then later on, we're going to meet back up. We're going to try on our skirts, and we're going to see how they look. I think these are going to look really good. I'm really excited about this one. I just love all the colors, you know. Bright, happy, beautiful. I love it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon when we try on our skirts. Alrighty, here is the finished skirt. So yes, as you can see, very, very quick, very simple to make. I really like this design. I just love how basic it is, and I love all the colors, and I don't know, I just think it looks good. Yeah, so that's it. There's not a lot to it, really. It's very, very simple. Like I said, this top will be available as a tutorial on Patreon. And yeah, that's it. That's all I really have to say. I hope you like this design. I hope you've made a lovely skirt. There's really not a lot more I can say. Yeah, okay. Thanks for watching. See you next time.